vaccinate to protect the community.
Polio vaccination rates in developed countries have plunged amid a widespread belief that the disease that was once the scourge of Western cities has been largely eradicated. And indeed it has, but doctors fear those gains are now at risk. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories. A drought has been declared across more than half of England after a prolonged dry period. The sister of Kim Jong-un has revealed that the North Korean leader suffered from a high fever during the country's recent COVID-19 outbreak. And Japan's population is shrinking at a record pace, with economic uncertainty affecting the birth rate. That's the latest feature story news. Julia Chapman reporting.
Don't forget, you can listen online too at kchw.org.
And we roll out a big good morning. It's KCHW 102.7, looking at 7:23 as we get fired up on a Friday with our friends Phillip Dutton live from Addie. Good morning, Phillip.
Good morning.
And, of course, at the KCHW Studios Master Control, it's Michelle Williams. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, and applause for both of you for getting up early. Something I no longer have to do. All right. I was also that promo that played right before the intro music. Says listen online. I sound like 20 years younger on that promo, and then I realized, ooh, I was.
Been doing this a long time.
Well, it's like almost 15 years. So that was like one of the first things I ever recorded for the radio station. So wow.
Huh.
And it sounded, I don't know, a little more youthful than I do now. All right, you kids, you wouldn't know what it's like to age as quickly as I am.
They can't see that white mustache in the ad.
I had to, and that's exactly, Phillip, thanks for pointing it out, why I took off the goatee, because it was like pure white, like Santa Claus white.
Just go for it.
Just go for it. Own it. Own it. Happy. Yeah. I don't know. I like to have a goatee because it covers up the double chin because I'm a little portly. I'm waiting for the insult. Oh, come on.
I only go so far.
Come on. All right, bring those insults on. I have a lot of comeback sound effects for you.
I order you to be quiet.
All right, I'm ready. Anyways, Michelle burns me every now and then, so I'm looking forward to it. It's Friday, you guys. Come on, gang up on me. All right.
Do our best.
Do your best. Do your worst, actually. Okay. All right, 94 for a high temperature in Chihuahua today. You've got a mix of sun and clouds. Stray shower or thunderstorm is once again possible. A 15% chance of precip. That continues through the nighttime. You have mostly clear skies, but that stray shower thunderstorm is possible. Overnight low around 59. Weekend looking good and fairly mild compared to what you have seen. 88 for Saturday, 89 for Sunday. You might not have to watch the power on the transmitter this weekend, Michelle. It's coming down a little bit.
I know. I just got to keep an eye on out for those thunderstorms. Yesterday, I guess Liberty Lake and that area got hit with. We had a thing come over the emergency broadcast talking about golf ball sized hail. It was crazy. Ooh. I know.
Oh, scary. Next week, you jump. You've got to 93 on Monday, Tuesday 98, and then you got a couple days, it looks like Wednesday and Thursday, back into the triple digits for you guys, but cooling off again by next weekend, peeking at the forecast. You've had a really long run of warm weather again with no rain. Kind of scary.
Yeah.
Is it looking dry out there? Looking dry? You got lots of trees right there in town around Addie. Is it looking dry, Phillip?
Yeah. I mean, most part, it seems like everybody's, done their part. There's been a couple fires, but so far nothing close to us, really.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We've got it really easy. We actually transferred into like a day. We were, I think, Sunday at 94 here in Lincoln. And on Monday, we were at 62, more than a 30-degree drop. And it stayed cool. I think my high today is 77 under partly cloudy skies. And when I look through up to the 26th of August in the extended forecast, we never get warmer than 82. So it appears here on the East Coast, summer's over, at least in Maine. But
Is that pretty common over there?
it is usually average summertime temperature because we're kind of like almost like the same parallel you are, but on the opposite side of the country. They really, I think their average summertime temperature is 84.
Wow.
So actually a little below average looking like for the rest of the month. And it's kind of weird here. You get like 3 days and then a day of rain and then 3 days, a day of rain. A little more rain for us this week than I've seen this summer, but definitely milder. It won't feel like that this winter, but for the summer, it's felt like I almost lived in San Francisco where you have that like constant, comfortable temperature.
Yeah, kind of sounds like the coast a bit.
Yep. It's very, very nice. All right. But it won't be this winter.
No.
At all, because the high humidity. My daughter showed me pictures last year where even like the overhead signs, like on the freeways and stuff, have like 4-foot icicles hanging off them that could pierce your car.
Yeah.
Kind of spooky. I'm hoping to be broadcasting from somewhere more south by the time that happens, but I might get stuck here this winter. But I've got my fingers crossed. All right, a couple news headlines. Sad one. Anne Heche, I think is how you say her name. The television actress. She got in a car accident. Some sad news here. They said she has suffered a severe brain injury and she's not expected to survive. And also tested positive for cocaine in her system. Crashed her Mini Cooper into a home in the Mar Vista neighborhood of Los Angeles back on August 5th, causing both the vehicle and the residents to go up in flames. And she suffered a lot of injuries from that. So it sounds maybe a little wrong, but she might be better off passing. But they say they're not expecting her to come out of that coma. And then Fox News in the news again on Thursday's Tucker Carlson Tonight. Guest host Brian Kilmeade showed a clearly photoshopped image of U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhart. This is the judge who signed off on the FBI raid of former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort that took place on Monday. The manipulated graphic took from a 2017 post from Reinhart, where he was waiting out a hurricane-type storm, hoping to watch the New York Giants. And that was grafted over an image of deceased pedophile Jeffrey Epstein getting his foot rubbed by his now-imprisoned cohort, Ghislaine Maxwell. So it looked like Ghislaine was rubbing the judge's feet.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. Gosh, this story has been so fascinating to follow. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, am I watching SNL? Nope.
Right.
This is real life.
It's scary. And then when you add in all the new diseases, like talking about polio on the news before we came on, and monkeypox, and it's like, can we please have another extremely scary disease?
Don't be careful what you ask for.
Oh, sorry.
Let's not do that.
I think it's a sign of us being totally overpopulated. But and back to that story, it's just never anymore. Even going back, 10 years ago, you would have never thought that this kind of stuff would happen with conspiracy theories. They've run amok, and now they'll back them up with fake photo shoots. It's kind of sad that we can't get the real story, and that we have news agencies that aren't, I don't want to just point the finger at Fox, because other television stations, I should say networks, have aired stuff that wasn't true because they didn't fact check it. But sharing stuff like that, it adds more fuel to the negativity.
Right.
And it's too bad they just can't keep it honest about what's actually happened.
Yeah, it's no longer as apparent as like, oh, it's from InfoWars. That means that it's not real. Now it's like, stuff that everybody watches, and then the word of mouth that comes from even little stuff like that. I tell you and you're like, no way, and you tell somebody else, and so on and so forth.
Well, it's like it's come down to where, you know, if you see it on Facebook, it must be true.
Right.
It's just terrible.
Well, and that's like I caught on CNN. Somebody was like interviewing, I think it was Lindsey Graham, and he was talking about how horrible it was that a former president's house has been raided, and that the Justice Department has been used as a weapon. And then this reporter was really prepared to interview him. She said, "What about the 26 times," and she had a list scrolling on the screen, that Donald Trump tried to use the GOD to attack his rivals, and of course he never got any of them, prosecuted or their homes raided or anything like that. But she had this list of 26 times that he did it and people did it, and it was a real list. You could look at it as it was happening, and go, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember that." But he refused to answer that question or even pay it any credence, and it was right there in his face, and that really bothered me. It's like, come on, own it, own it. It's a true statement, own it. But we're so I don't know. Nobody wants to talk about the truth anymore. On the side.
And I don't know, they could keep coming back to, like, it's such a travesty or so inappropriate that they would ever do this, but it just speaks to, like, the overwhelming amount of evidence that must have been there to be able to have everybody sign off on it and be like, yep, this is something that needs to happen.
Well, and then there's a precedent. It's I read on one story, it was like 95% of the time when the FBI does something like this and gets a search and seizure, there's an indictment that follows. That they're usually pretty on top that something bad did happen. So I'm really curious to see how this flushes out in the end, if it was just nothing, or if it is something. And I think everybody's kind of sitting on the edge of their seat, wanting to know. My problem is nobody trusts law enforcement anymore. So when they come out and say that, okay, he did do something illegal and we're going to charge him, there's going to be a large percentage of his supporters, of the population, that aren't going to believe it's real and just believe he's being attacked no matter what evidence is put out. And that scares me for our society, that people just won't, when it's an obvious truth, they still don't want to accept it. I call that the blind faith. And I don't ever think that's safe.
People have lost or stopped believing in the ability that they can change their mind based on new information. It's like, nope, I made up my mind years ago, and that guy's my hero, an American hero.
Yes, yeah. Never mind the facts. My opinion is more important than the truth. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So whatever comes out of it, everybody should just own it. And I think the calls to defund the Justice Department and stuff like that are crazy. Talk about a dangerous thing, when we whiplash things and go the other way. A couple sports stories. Let's see. Oh, I lost it. It's we had a big football player, and I lost his name. I don't know if you caught this. I accidentally closed the story. His house caught fire by a bolt of lightning.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, and there was pictures on it. It's totally in flames. I can't remember his name now. He was a free agent. I lost the story. Sorry, I even brought it up. But WNBA superstar Brittany Griner, the one that's been being held in Russia for having cannabis on her, she has just been sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison.
Wow. That's got to be terrifying.
Especially with the tensions between Russia and America.
She's practically a prisoner of war at this point.
Biden's office trying to come up with a way still to get her released, but there's a lot of people that are speaking out against that and saying she actually did have it on her, so she is guilty. And what they're talking about is like a prisoner or an incarcerated person exchanged, and they don't think we should be giving away somebody that we've lawfully incarcerated from Russia just to get a sports figure back. So
yeah, it's definitely hard when it's like, oh, well, we'll give you this terrorist for
our basketball player.
Not to say that that's extreme, and I don't know. I think that it's a game of leverage. Like, what can we get from this? So, like, it doesn't surprise me that the charges were, harsh. Although I don't know what Russian law is like. Maybe that's like, what you get for misdemeanor over there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The U.S. government has classified her despite admitting guilt that she did accidentally bring cannabis products into their country. The government has classified her as wrongfully detained, which means it'll work to negotiate her freedom. So maybe still some hope for her. I mean, it is sad, but you did do. I mean, how can you forget? You're going to a country where obviously they have some pretty strict laws, and you're going there with cannabis.
Maybe she
and
was
when you're a
stoned when she
professional
packed.
player, I think they're doing drug tests and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that you're using cannabis products, probably a little shady in the first place, if you're getting tested for them. So, all right, and you guys remember Ralph Nader?
Yeah.
All right. I thought he probably passed away, but he's back, and he's after Tesla. The man who forever changed vehicle safety standards in the U.S. has a scathing new message for Elon Musk and Tesla's self-driving car technology. He thinks it's dangerous, and regulators need to get involved now. Musk has been touting self-driving cars as the next big thing for years, saying in 2015 that autonomous vehicles will be on the road within 2 years. Now, while that timeline hasn't come to fruition, Musk has not yet given up on his dream, nor has he tempered his ambitions. In May of this year, he stated that self-driving vehicles, known as FSDs, should be available by this time next year. His big goal is to accelerate the deployment of self-driving cars. Has not been without controversy, and we've heard some of the accidents that have happened from these cars, where people actually, where they're supposed to be assisting it, decided to get in the back seat and let the car drive, and it caused an accident. Nader has called Tesla employing FSD systems in its cars one of the most dangerous and irresponsible actions by a car company in decades, and that Tesla should have never put this technology into its vehicles. He also urged the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to recall FSD technology from every Tesla vehicle that is currently in circulation. So,
Wow. Now they just need to put those electric motors in the back, and then it'll have a real issue. I just saw something yesterday, and it doesn't have to do with Tesla or Nader, but did you see that Ferrari has to recall the basically every car since 2005 because they have faulty brakes?
Neat.
no.
Yeah. I got this thing on my phone last night, and so I was reading up about it, and they're gonna bring all the cars in and service them and fix them, but I can't imagine how expensive that is.
It's
Especially in a Ferrari.
Right.
Ouch. So, Michelle, you're going to have to take you in your Ferrari. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, how am I gonna fit both my Ferraris in there?
It's okay. It's just a Hot Wheels. I don't think it'll take that long.
You know, that's funny because that's the Ferrari I have too. It's the 1997 Hot Wheel Ferrari.
Mine's purple.
Nice. All right. Let's see if this grosses you guys out. Even the Starbucks barista can't get behind the franchise's latest summer drink. What have they done? They've taken cold brew coffee and mixed it with lemonade.
Ew, what?
Yes.
Why?
I'd try it.
Some of the baristas, they actually got pictures online of them curling up their nose. Even in a thread, they've called the drink repulsive and the corporation's sick joke. One barista says it made me throw up in my mouth. But apparently you can get lemonade mixed with cold brew.
I mean, is that so far off of, lemonade and iced tea?
Yeah, kinda.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, coffee and tea aren't
some
even
water you stream over beans, some water you stream over some leaves.
Now, if it was just a spritz of lemon, but half and half, really? Lemonade and cold brew coffee. I don't know. I don't know if I even want to try it. And then comes the thing, what if it was good? Now it's because somebody did refer it to heartburn in a cup.
Mm. I could see that.
Which I'm one of those people that kind of gets heartburn from lemonade anyways. All right, let's move on to today's bits and breaks and see what kind of goodies we have. First up today, we have Phillip with Strange Things that happen on elevators.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Hold on. I'm having
I'm
a
always
little trouble
I'm
navigating.
afraid of elevators.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I've got a little bit of claustrophobia, or a lot of bit of claustrophobia, and I'm okay on the elevator. I mean, I don't go into a panic attack unless there's some jerking going on, like it shifts or something like that, or long pauses. I can feel my heart rate. If there's a long pause and the door's not opening, I feel my heart rate actually start to climb. So I'm not a big fan of an elevator, but not so much that I'll take the stairs.
Words of wisdom. Confucius.
Yeah.
Confucius say, elevators smell different to midget.
Yeah, and me and Michelle are so short. When we're in an elevator packed with people, or when we're in a crowd, we are always at armpit height.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So
Can't see the buttons.
no, especially if there's somebody in front
What
of you.
floor are we on?
Yeah, if
It
you
was-
don't bring your little button pusher, you're pre-COVID and you got to use your finger.
It's the same reason at Chautauqua why I wouldn't go into the beer garden or the bar after the beer garden closed, because it's packed full of people. I mean, it's a like capacity crowd, and poor little Scott is at everybody's armpit level.
So you
And
didn't
it's
do,
summer.
do terribly well at concerts then?
No, I don't enjoy that. That's very claustrophobic. Being like, I'm never going to go up front and fight and dance and put my hands up. Nobody's going to see it anyways.
Yeah.
I hear ya.
There's somebody drowning.
But one thing, when you're little, though, the crowd surfing is prime.
Oh, yeah. I actually years ago was going to it was Judas Priest and another rock band. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't like a big name rock band. And we're in line, and they had barricades up and everybody into a funnel. And now the crowd is doing the wave. I mean, it's uncontrollable. You're just going like this with the crowd waiting to get in. And the night before, and this was in Spokane, and the night before they had people get trampled in Seattle. But apparently Spokane was not taking any caution for this, that some of these rockers might get out of control. And we could see the barricade starting to buckle from the pressure of the people. And my buddy said, because he knew I was small, and he says, grab on to my belt loops and it's going to bust. And when it busts, just hang on to me. I will drag you with me through the crowd. And I tried to do it, but people were stepping on my calves.
Oh, yeah.
and I started to go down, and I just started grabbing shoulders and hair. And I was going through the crowd like I was swimming on top of it right into the arena. So pretty kind of scary.
Yes.
Little man trampled at concert. So, back to tight places, strange things that happen on elevators.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to see where. Sorry. So, some of the most disturbing elevator habits people have witnessed on elevators. Somebody changing a baby's diaper.
Yummy. Oh, that's nice.
So how would you do that? Do you get right down on the floor and just do it there in front of her?
Poor baby.
The door opens and it's ding.
Okay. You get that smell. I'll be like, I'll take the next one. Thanks.
Is this going down?
Looks like it's already got a full load.
Oh, yuck.
What about somebody clipping their fingernails?
At least there's not a smell involved in that. But that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. What did I just step on? Nothing. Just my fingernails. Let's see. Flossing?
Tacky,
Yeah.
but not as bad as the diaper.
Right. Fist fighting. How dare you clip your fingernails?
Oh. Yeah, you could kind of get sucked into the fight by accident, right?
Yeah.
Tiny mosh
Or-
pitting.
This one is probably the worst. Maybe tied for worst. Showing a stranger a rash and then asking for advice about said rash.
Yes.
I like to do that anytime I'm around a doctor.
Well, don't you know, all people in elevators are medical personnel.
Yeah. Oh. I always just like to when anytime there's a doctor or like at a party or something like that, just to make them feel uncomfortable, or a dentist, just as a joke, I'll always go ask them if they'll look in my mouth.
Do they ever say, like, not that kind of dentist, Scott, or not that kind of doctor?
I remember at one of our concerts, it was awesome. We had a doctor, an eye doctor. So I was going about all the potential things that could happen to you at the concert and how you were okay, because we had a doctor and a dentist and an eye doctor. So I mean, everything was covered for the concert, and we even had our fire chief in there. Dave. So I was like, even, and if the fire breaks out, we got the fire chief here. So we are totally safe. We had a room full of doctors and a fire chief. That was pretty cool.
Doctor.
You gonna start that again? We're not doctors, but we play them on the radio. Doctor.
Right. Doctor.
All right, Michelle. Back to school for Scott 50 years ago. So Michelle's going to tell you what it was like for Scott to have to go back to school in the day.
All right. So, way back in the day, Scott's mom would take him to Sears the last week of August to get everyone a new pair of corduroys.
Oh, and that was the thing about Sears. They didn't have any fashion pants. You couldn't go to Sears and get Star jeans.
No MC Hammer pants?
The jeans that had the triple stitch going down the side, couldn't get those. You couldn't get parachute pants. Yeah. It was more like, the jeans with nothing on the back pocket.
Yeah. And corduroys.
And lots of
corduroys.
Most importantly, the corduroys.
Back in the day, kids my age would catch fire.
Don't try to run, Jimmy.
I was walking to school too fast and my crotch caught on fire.
Oh, doctor.
Sorry.
The weekend before school starts, you throw the kids in the back of the station wagon and drag them to Kmart for pencils, notebooks, and lunch boxes.
Oh, totally.
And then you buy then because you got all them kids in the car, you buy yourself a pack of Virginia Slims on the way out and smoke 3 of them on the way home.
Yes, she did. That was I remember back in the day, Kmart, and then Kmart had a deli, and they made the nastiest like sandwiches on buns, like hamburger buns. And we would always leave Kmart with a giant bag of those we'd have to eat on the way home.
Kmart had a deli?
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
All right.
No wonder they went out of business.
Okay. The first morning of school, you get up and make yourself a cup of Senka.
Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
It's coffee with lemonade.
That's why he asks all the doctors to look in his mouth. Drink that stuff every morning. All right. You line up all the lunch boxes on the Formica countertop in your kitchen, open up a bag of Wonder Bread, and assemble cheese and bologna sandwiches.
Totally.
American cheese.
Yeah, and bologna.
Yeah. Processed cheese product.
You know what bologna is?
You can't say it on the radio.
It's hot dog pancakes.
Oh. True. They just press it down. Okay.
All right. So you put some Planters cheese balls into a baggie and close with a twist tie. Take Twinkies out of the box, put one in each child's lunchbox. Fill thermoses with their Kool-Aid or whole milk. And include a red delicious apple, even though you know it will come home uneaten.
Oh, then that's the truth, too. Total truth.
Kool-Aid.
All right. I got lost there. I was checking out Facebook, making sure.
Left-Handers Day?
Yeah.
Is that where you're going?
That's
yeah,
tomorrow,
go ahead, Phillip.
International Left-Handers Day is tomorrow?
Yeah.
August 13th. 10% of people are left-handed. Left-handedness is about twice as common in twins as the general population. I didn't know that.
Interesting.
That's cool. Lefties have the upper hand when it comes to one-on-one sports like tennis, boxing, and pitching in baseball.
Now, you're a baseball fan. Is that true?
Yeah. You'll see often, like, when it comes to trades or free agency, that the people that normally go for the most, or that there's an extra price attached if the player is a left-handed pitcher. Just it's harder for people to pick up that angle when they're used to somebody throwing from the right side.
Nice.
So they have an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Left-handed people are often credited with being more creative than righties, but that's been found to be hard to measure. The rumor may come from a 1995 study that found left-handed men tended to engage in more divergent thinking than right-handed men, meaning they explore more options and solve a problem than the ones readily available. It was once thought that left-handed people were doomed to die earlier than their normal peers. Ouch. But those have been debunked. Scientists now generally accept that being a righty or a lefty has zero effect on your lifespan. And then let's see, what is that? Sinistrophobia is the fear of left-handed people. Man, that's a great name. Sinistrophobia. Well, I can't even say it. Sinistrophobia.
I've always been scared to sit beside left-handed people.
Elbow you?
Yeah.
Like hog the armrest?
Yeah, and it makes it hard to eat, too, when
At
you're
the
sitting beside one, because you're bumping each other all the time.
At the movie theater? Like, that's my cup holder.
That's right. I also heard one time, and I've met a lot that left-handed people make better drummers.
Huh, maybe that speaks to the old, they're more creative.
Yeah.
And I've heard that one before, too, and maybe it's something to do using that other side of your brain. They say they use the opposite side of the brain more.
Yep.
Maybe that has something to do with the drumming. I know I can't keep two different beats with a different beat with each hand. That seems like an impossible thing to accomplish, but drummers do it quite easily.
Anytime I think of anything left-handed, I always think of the Leftorium. Ned Flanders' left-handed store in The Simpsons.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I keep going to
it's just a store where he says, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, finish it.
Oh, I was just saying, all he does is he opens a store inside the mall, and he sells products for left-handed people, like left-handed ledgers and left-handed scissors and stuff, and Homer ruins it for him. Yeah.
Typical. I've wanted to I've been hitting the what do you call them, websites for people with arthritis, and little tools you can get like for opening jars and stuff like that. And that's how you know you're really getting old.
You're like one of those little rubber rag things that you put over the jar lid so you can grip it better.
Yeah, we have one of those.
All right. Cindy was listening this morning on Facebook, said a man in the U.S. just did 32 years. So I'm guessing she's talking about our Russian story this morning with the basketball player. She says, but I feel bad for her. Probably just young and dumb and made a mistake. And then to be trapped in Russia, she's totally right about that one. That would be incredibly scary.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Money left behind at airports. Have you ever rushed through an airport security check only to realize some change fell out of your pocket along the way? In the United States, the Transport Security Administration gets to keep all money lost by careless travelers during security screening. Even though a few coins falling into the odd tray at the security may not seem like much at all, it adds up. Now, 2020, of course, a bad year for airline travel. But in 2019, just before the pandemic, the TSA collected a whopping, $926,000 in loose change across all U.S. airports. Almost $1 million in loose change that they got to keep. A year later, when air travel declined drastically due to the pandemic, the sum was $517,000 that they collected in 2020. Nothing for 2021 yet. Let's see, JFK International Airport, 98,000. San Francisco, 52,000. Miami, 47,000. McCarran International in Las Vegas, 44,000. Dallas Fort Worth, 40,000. Orlando, 37. O'Hare, 35,000. Los Angeles International, 32,000. And no word on the Spokane Airport, how much they collected.
Well, I hope they're doing something positive with it, like putting it into their pilots' medical funds or something.
Or something, since it's lost change, I think they should have to donate it.
Or use it to actually send people's luggage back to them on time or in a timely fashion. Pay the postage.
I don't see what the problem is. I always just put all my change in a 2-ounce clear plastic bag.
Well, aren't you a good boy?
Philip.
Just like my shampoo.
Your nerd is showing.
Yeah.
But it's okay, I dig it.
I'm not giving anything to TSA. Except my time and my dignity and my shoes. And my belt. And for some reason, I always get pulled out of the line randomly to get screened. That's happened like 10 times. I think it's because of my tattoos, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I wonder if so. So I used to I have to put up with the same thing when I had long hair.
Yeah.
Seemed like
but it's random.
And that's exactly what they tell you. I was in a crowd of an airplane that was going to Laughlin, Nevada. A buddy had taken me with. He had a trip there, and that's a gambling town like Reno and Las Vegas, but smaller. And we were flying with an entire plane of elderly people, so we waited till the very end, and we got up to the front, and I heard him he's on one side going through the line, and I'm on the other side, and we're the very last two people, and I hear him say the exact same thing to both of us. You've been randomly selected. And I was like, no, you just didn't want to deal with the old people.
Yeah.
It's not his fault, Scott. You look like a stereotype.
What kind of stereotype?
A person that travels with old people.
It was a pun because we're on the radio.
Oh, man.
You missed it. You missed it.
All right. Here you go.
That's great. Go ahead. Make your jokes, Mr. Jokey. Joke maker.
Mm-hmm. All right. What other kind of goodies I got for you? Oh, choose the worst. These are always fun. So you got to pick I'm going to give you some stuff, and you tell me exactly which one you think is worse. You can even throw in a why. Not a contest, but a fun way, just a fun way to see what you guys think. So first one is pick the worst. It rains every day of your beach vacation, or the weather is perfect, but your hotel room smells like feet.
Oh, hotel room smells like feet.
You want that one?
Yeah, because I just wouldn't stay in the room. I'm on the beach.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I could put up with it.
Sour feet, though. Come on.
Yeah.
Michelle, rain every day or sour feet?
I'll take the stinky hotel room. Like Phillip said, I'll camp on the beach. I don't care.
Yeah. It would just be so, I don't know, if you traveled somewhere like Hawaii or I don't even somewhere farther than that to go on this beach vacation, and that's what you were gonna do, and you got there and it rained every day, be kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I'd probably still be on the beach catching pneumonia or something.
Yeah.
All right, pick the worst: political commercials or car dealer commercials.
That's a hard tie. You know they're both lying.
I think political commercials.
Because I don't agree with Philip, because they tend car dealership commercials. Of course, they're trying to schmooze you, but they're not mean and they're not negative and bring out those kind of emotions. Where political commercials always do. I mean, very rarely. Have you ever seen a nice political commercial anymore?
No. I really wish that they would illustrate a little bit more intelligence since they want to run the country.
Yeah. Pick the worst. Your internet connection is down, or your cable or satellite TV is down. Which is worse?
Easily number 2. Nobody has cable or satellite anymore.
Good answer. Michelle? Yeah. Internet or TV? Which is worse to lose?
Internet, definitely. You know how much work I have to do if the internet goes down?
I know. Pick the worst. Your boss gives you a 10% pay cut, or your boss asks you to work 10 extra hours per week. That's a tough one.
I'm gonna say the pay cut's the worst one, because, I mean, there's
you're losing money.
Yeah. Well, there's weeks. There's weeks where there's lots of work to do. It's just part of it.
And it speaks to maybe like your value as an employee. oh, Scott, we need you to work these 10 extra hours. Or, Scott, we actually going to pay you less because you are not good.
Right? Yeah, right.
We don't
This
care.
ad paid for by KCHW.
All right. Pick the worst: warm soda or cold coffee.
Warm soda, yuck.
Yep, warm soda.
Really? I kind of hate the cold coffee too, but I don't know. Could change that with a little lemonade.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't you ever like forget about your coffee for a minute and then like you go to drink it and you're like, oh, that's kind of cold, and then you just finish it anyway?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's more work to get up and make it warm again than it is just to
Yeah.
finish it.
Or
Totally.
a warm soda? No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to finish it
Yeah.
anyway.
That carbonation burns because it's all hot.
Right?
Hot carbonation.
It's like drinking acid.
Yep.
All right. Last bits and breaks. I'm giving this to Michelle. She's going to hate me. You are going to hate me, Michelle. Obscure collectors. This is from the blog Mental Floss, and they found names of collectors of odd stuff. So the name for collecting. Like I can't remember the one for if you're a stamp collector. It's got a really crazy name.
Oh,
that
great.
goes
Let's see
for it.
how badly I can mess these words up.
I'd just make your best guess because they're
Okay,
really tough.
okay.
I looked through this and I
one
was
makes
like,
sense. This one makes sense. Sucrologist
oh, good job.
collects those little sugar packets that you see in restaurants. Did you know that each sugar packet is 1 gram? So when you have like
No.
on your serving suggestions or your nutrition facts, and it says how many grams of sugar, each sugar packet is 1 gram. So you can see how many sugar packets are in that you're eating. Sometimes it's a lot.
Whoa.
right. Okay. Deltiologist. Study and collect postcards. Filamentists.
boring.
Filamentists collect
Okay.
matchbooks and other match-related items. Vexillophiles collect and display flags. Arenaphiles
Yeah.
collect sand samples from around the world.
You think if you fly your giant flag in the back of your pickup truck that you're a vexillophile?
I think so.
Okay, we got lots of those in Stevens County.
Oh, yeah. Lots. Is it Vexio or Vexillo? Is it Spanish? There's 2
Vexillo.
L's. All right. Is it like
Vexillo.
tortilla? All right. What's this one? Oh, geez. Okay. Tegestologist? Or is that right? Have a great excuse to spend time in bars since they collect coasters or beer mats.
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
must be some play on like. No, never mind. That's the opposite. I was thinking of teetotalers, but nope. Is the word you are looking for stamp collecting philately?
Yes.
Philately.
All right. How that works, I have no idea. What's this one? Labiophilist?
Say that again.
I don't want to. I don't want to say that again.
Labor, labor. Nope, that's on you.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Someone collects beer bottles and it has a funny name.
Laborophilis. Yeah, that's a hard one.
Okay. Lotologist collect lottery tickets, both used and unused.
Why would you collect unused lottery tickets?
Do you mean
Or used ones. Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I meant used ones. Sorry.
I was like, I mean, you could win still the
Right.
other way around. No, not so
Right.
much.
okay. Helixophiles. Study and collect corkscrews.
You thought there'd be something wrong with that one.
I'm like, I just saw this cartoon person running through a file cabinet licking things. He licks a files. Like a okay, anyway. Brandophilists collect cigar brands.
Cigar bands. So that's the little ring around the cigar, I guess. And Philip, you collect baseball cards. What do they call you?
I don't know. A dork, probably.
I don't think.
Let's see. I'll get back to you. We'll see what they call it.
Okay. There's got to be a name for it. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I wonder if it's all cards, but I don't know. They broke down like up the top. We had, what was it? Postcards. There's a specific name for that. So maybe there's a specific name for baseball card collecting. But yeah, I'll try to find it out and I'll update you later.
Okay. All right. I'm sure there's a special name for it because all the rest of them had him, right?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on this morning. Time for a little challenge.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Pitting Michelle against Phillip today.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Now, you have the best view for Facebook comments, and this is a chance for you to cheat, Michelle, because I've noticed in the past few days that several people, while we're doing trivia, will post answers. So that's just a suggestion for you that maybe you want to keep that that page open in case somebody tries to help. Well, at least you. Not so much for Phillip. All right, first question this morning. An official one weighs between 5 and 5.25 ounces. Phillip should know what this is.
Baseball.
It is a baseball. The biggest is 86,881 miles. The smallest is 1,476 miles. What is it? Or what are they?
C's?
No, sir. Biggest one, 86,000 miles across. A smallest one, 1,400 miles across. What are they?
Continents or islands?
No.
Planets?
That is absolutely correct. Jupiter, over 86,000 miles, and Pluto is in diameter 1,476 miles. Although they're still arguing whether I think Pluto got its planet status back.
I don't know. I just went one up from, like, I picked C's and then Michelle picked continents, and I was like, what's bigger than a continent?
Right.
A planet. I guess, maybe.
Yeah. My doctor actually said I'm about to reach planet status.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. According to Money magazine poll, about 25% of people who do this with their money never see it again.
Invest it.
Pay taxes.
Neither of those are correct. 25% of people who do this with their money never see it again. Tough one.
Phew. I don't know.
Lend money to friends and family.
Oh.
25% of people who lend money to friends and family never get it
So they
back.
throw it away. Of course not.
I had a friend who used to like to borrow money from all of his other friends, and one day I told him no, and he asked me why, and I said, because you're a credit risk.
Oh, yeah.
All right. How about these never said it? Going to give you a famous quote. You tell me if the person credited with the quote said it or never said it. First one. Did General George Patton really say, never tell people how to do things, tell them what to do, and they will surprise you with their ingenuity? Did he say it or not say it?
Said it.
I am going to say said it.
You're both right. You're both right. All right. Did P.T. Barnum really say there's a sucker born every minute? That's from the Carnal, Barnum and Bailey's. Now, there's a sucker born every minute. Did he say it or not say it?
I'm going to say no.
And Michelle?
Standing outside a candy factory. He said it.
He never said it. Actually, it was said by one of his competitors.
Oh.
Right. Something really a little bit tougher. Did Sherlock Holmes say elementary, my dear Watson?
Probably not. Probably added for theatrics.
Philip?
I'm going to go with, sure, maybe, yeah.
Which one? He said it or he didn't?
Yeah, I'm going to say he said it.
Well, it's one of his most famous quotes, but he actually never said it. Did Will Smith say, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with"?
Yes.
And then did he slap someone? I'm just kidding. Philip, are you the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? Was that said by Will Smith?
No.
It was not said by Will Smith. It was an entrepreneur and motivational author, Jim Rohn. All right. Did Abraham Lincoln really say, "You can fool some of the people all the time and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time"?
Yes, he did.
Michelle?
Sure.
You both passed your history test there. And did Marie Antoinette say, "Let him eat cake"? Yes or no?
No.
And Michelle? Your hint?
No.
Yeah, exactly right. All right.
So that person sounds great. I want to know who said it.
I want to eat the cake.
Yeah.
All right. Tough question here. Which one doesn't fit? DeWalt, Fisher-Price, Makita, Black & Decker, Bosch.
Fisher Price.
And why?
It's toys, not tools. Although for men, sometimes it's the same thing.
Yeah. I thought that was an iffy one. You guys are right. But I know Fisher-Price does make the hammer and the round and the pegs and stuff.
Like the toy tools.
Yeah. So.
And they also make I feel like they make a little workbench kind of thing.
They do.
All right. I'm gonna call that iffy. All right. Myrtle Beach in South Carolina has more of these per square mile than any other area in the U.S., and it's not exactly golf courses.
Lighthouses.
No.
Boardwalks.
More of these per square mile than any other area of the U.S., and it says it's not golf courses, but it's similar.
Not golf courses.
Like ATV places where you can drive 4-wheelers?
No. It's similar to a golf course, but it's not a golf course.
Mini golf?
Yes.
Whoa.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is the mini golf capital of America.
Sounds great. I need to go there.
4-wheelers would have been way cooler.
What would have been?
4-wheelers.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Maybe they have 4-wheel golf. Mini golf.
According to industry data, what U.S. state has the most billboards?
California.
No.
Nevada.
No. Your hint, it has, mostly old people.
Utah.
Florida, Utah. No, I would have said more Mormons than anywhere else.
They're old people.
Yeah, Florida, by the way, Alaska, Hawaii, Maine, and Vermont are the 4 states that prohibit billboards. Driving around here, you don't see any billboards, and there's so much vegetation and trees. You're actually surprised by buildings and businesses, and usually have to do a U-turn and go back after you've seen. Oh yeah, that was what I was looking for.
I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, building." that kind of surprise.
Well, that too, but yeah, Alaska, Hawaii, Maine, and Vermont, no billboards. It's kind of weird.
I know what it is, law. That sounds awesome.
I wish I could make that sound.
Serious. Like the no billboard thing sounds great.
Yes.
I'm dead.
Could you hear him too, Michelle? So when you said great, it drug it out for 5 seconds. It was like great. Huh.
And then Scott was saying something about wanting to make that sound, and you did it again. was
All
perfect.
right. Awesome.
Aliens.
Attendance at these has declines 21% during the summer months. Attendance at these events declined 21% during the summer months.
College campuses?
No? That's a good guess, though.
Library.
No.
Hey, you said events? It's an
Well,
event?
it's a happening, definitely. Attendance at these declined 21% during the summer months.
Church?
I think, yes, it is church. I was thinking when libraries maybe go up because of the free air conditioning.
And
Just
Wi-Fi.
Church has free air conditioning.
Well, that's true, too.
What does your fridge?
Your church has free air
Oh,
conditioning.
I thought you said your fridge. I said, and snacks.
I like both those answers. All right. A person goes through almost 7 quarts of this every minute.
Air?
It is air. It is air. All right. And chemist Charles Alderton named this drink after the father of a girl he was dating. What's the product?
Dad's root beer.
No, but that was an excellent guess, and you're on the right track. Chemist Charles?
You want the name of the product, or?
Yeah, I do. He named this drink after the father of a girl he was dating. What's the product?
Big K.
That's a drink?
Yeah, it's like Kmart's knockoffs.
No, it's not that.
Dr. Pepper?
It is Dr. Pepper. The girl's father's name was Dr. Charles Kenneth Pepper.
Man, 23 flavors. Crazy.
True or false? Women remember men with a deep voice more than those with a high voice.
False?
Probably true.
It is true. Women do remember men with a deep voice. All right. We nearly always pick items from the middle shelf in the supermarket. True or false?
True for me.
True.
It is true. Our ancestors began cooking, like with heat, 1.9 million years ago. True or false?
False.
I want to know who fact-checked that.
It says true. We did start cooking with fire 1.9 million years ago.
It's a good thing.
Waste treatment facilities ship gum flush down toilets to a special dump in Utah.
False. False. But funny.
Philip?
I hope it's true, so I'm changing it.
It is false, but we're going to file it under things we wish were true. All right. The dot on an exclamation point is called a freck.
I don't know. True.
True. Maybe true.
Oh, you're both wrong. I was lying.
What is it called?
It doesn't say. But
That's
it's not a
just not nice.
That's not fair at all, is it?
Google.
All right. There is a planet 4,000 light years away from Earth that is made almost entirely of diamonds.
True.
False.
It's actually true, and I bet you there's somebody, maybe Elon Musk, trying to fly there.
He can take Jeff Bezos with him.
And that other guy, Brannick, whatever his name
He can
is.
take a lot of people with him.
Yeah.
Oh, update on the baseball card thing.
Yes.
Cartophile.
Cartophile. All right, that is the name of somebody who collects baseball cards. All right.
You don't even get like a ologist ending.
I know.
That's
It's
disappointing.
it's just the word cart, like shopping cart, and then ophile.
Cartophile.
Boring.
All right. Let's move along and go to news. When we come back, we're going to have birthdays for this weekend, and Michelle says there is a whole bunch of them, especially for today. Local birthdays, some entertainment news, and always wrap up the show with the fun stuff, and that's today's odd news and crazy criminals. Stick around. It's Northern Lights Public Radio.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah.
Northern Lights Public Radio is 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Deer Park, Colville.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
The Public News Service NOAA Newscast, August 12th, 2022. I'm Mike Clifford. Voting rights advocates are suing the state of Arizona over new regulations they say would make it more difficult for some people to register and would block thousands of voters from getting to the polls. More now from Mark Richardson.
The lawsuit targets a pair of election security bills passed this year by the Republican-controlled legislature, calling them an attempt to disenfranchise thousands of otherwise eligible voters. Courtney Hostetler, an attorney with Free Speech for People, sees them as a deliberate attempt to exclude newly naturalized citizens, communities of color, Native Americans, and others.
These laws are working to suppress the vote by basically taking lawfully registered voters off the voting rolls and making it difficult for them to either get back on or to get on in the first place.
The suit was initially filed by the Campaign Legal Center, but Free Speech for People and Arizona tribes and other groups have signed on. GOP lawmakers claim the new restrictions will prevent widespread fraud they believe was part of the 2020 election, although there is no credible evidence to support their assertion.
The suit asks that a federal judge issue injunctions to prevent two House bills from being enforced. Health advocates are hailing the new Inflation Reduction Act, saying it would be the biggest health care reform since the Affordable Care Act. The House of Representatives is expected to vote today on the bill, which has already passed the Senate. Suzanne Potter has our report.
Anthony Wright with Health Access California says it includes many proposals activists have pursued for years.
It would allow the government to negotiate down prices for the most expensive drugs. It would cap Medicare costs for medications, and it would require rebates if prices rose greater than the rate of inflation. That would help millions of Californians.
And CNN sums it up nicely. For the last 72 hours, since the FBI conducted a search of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, the former president has spouted any number of claims about what happened and why. Trump said Democrats led the search. They didn't. Raised the possibility that FBI agents might have planted evidence without providing any proof of that allegation. On Thursday, Attorney General Merrick Garland struck back. CNN reports Garland announced that he had asked a judge to unseal both the search warrant justifying Monday's search as well as the receipt of what was taken. The New York Times adds Judge Bruce Reinhart, the federal magistrate in the Southern District of Florida who approved the search warrant and is handling the motion to unseal it, issued an order requiring the Department of Justice to serve a copy of the motion to Trump's lawyers. They must tell the judge by 3 p.m. today whether Trump opposes the motion. This is PNS. Next week, North Dakota landowners will get a chance to hear updates on a proposed underground pipeline for transporting and sequestering carbon dioxide. The meeting comes as tension builds between landowners and the company behind the project.
Dakota Resource Council is hosting next Tuesday's meeting. It says it wants affected property owners to learn about the latest efforts by Summit Carbon Solutions to secure land for its multi-state pipeline. The company recently submitted paperwork in North Dakota to pursue eminent domain if it can obtain enough voluntary easements. The council's Elliot Huggins says Summit is placing unnecessary pressure on those not agreeing to contracts.
Harassing, threats of eminent domain, things like that. There's folks at the beginning who, might have been open to this who are now pretty opposed, and it's largely just due to their interactions with the company.
Summit insists misinformation is being used by opponents Tuesday's meeting will be held in Bismarck at the Veterans Memorial Library and begins at 6 that evening. For those who can't be there in person, they can request a Zoom link from the group to participate online. I'm Mike Moen.
And in the good news to end the week department, Massachusetts ranks first in the nation for children's well-being, according to the 2022 Kids Count data book from the NECAC Foundation. On the downside, the report did find an increase of more than 50% of children ages 3 to 17 with anxiety or depression. That is nearly double the national average. Mary McGowan is with the Massachusetts Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children.
On any given day, including today, there are hundreds of kids who need inpatient care, who have gone to an emergency room seeking help, and they wait there days, weeks, and sometimes months for access to a bed.
Governor Charlie Baker signed a comprehensive mental health bill Wednesday that sets up a dashboard to help manage psychiatric beds. It also invests in school-based behavioral health and more. Finally, Mary Sherman tells us during National Health Center Week, healthcare advocates are highlighting the work of community health centers.
More than 600,000 Missourians turn to community health centers for primary care and preventive services, as well as dental, mental health, and substance abuse services. Steve Douglas with Access Family Medical and Dental Clinics and Neosho says their focus is underserved populations, including people without health insurance or gaps in coverage.
We're able to give them a lot of care maybe can't get any other place, and we can take care of a debilitating health issue or a toothache.
Nearly 75% of Missourians served by CHCs have incomes at or below 100% of the federal poverty level.
This is Mike Clifford, and thank you so much for wrapping up your week with Public News Service, member and listener supported. We are heard on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
And we're back for part two of your KCHW morning show, looking at 8:29. Thanks for being along with us this morning. KCHW Chewelah, 102.7 FM. And we roll into, for part two, our local celebrity birthdays. So, Michelle, roll us through the weekend.
Yes. Okay, today is a doozy.
Okay.
Excuse me. All right.
Are you lost?
I know I had to clear my throat in preparation for this list.
Wow.
Okay. Grizzly Jack Smith.
Okay.
I hope you have a fantastic birthday. Kelsey Shalak, Brenda Danford, Thomas Dowding, Renee Whitley, Katrina Smith. Happy anniversary to Jim. Excuse me, Jim and Mona Mock.
Yes.
And happy anniversary to Heather and Robbie Benedixon. Benedixon.
Is that just for today?
Yes.
All right. How about Saturday and Sunday?
All right. Happy anniversary tomorrow to Ed and Jennifer Herda and John and Gail White. Happy birthday on Sunday to Brent Peck, Ron Snyder, Heather Benedixon. And happy anniversary to Doug and Diane Kennedy. And Monday, happy birthday to Mark Trudeau and Devin Wiseman.
All right. You got a whole list of people you know and love. If you see them around town, point and laugh. Tell them we were talking about them on the radio. Don't tell them what we said. All right. Celebrity birthdays. Phillip Dunn, just give us a few running through the weekend of people we might remember and appreciate.
Yeah, so for Friday, we've got George Hamilton is 83, Sam J. Jones is 68, Sir Mix-a-Lot is 59, Rebecca Gayheart is 51, and going on to Saturday, we've got Danny Bonaducci is 63, Sebastian Stan is 40, and on Sunday we've got Steve Martin turning 77, Daniel Steele, the novelist, is 75, and Magic Johnson is 63.
Wow. I cannot believe Steve Martin is 77. Wow.
No, I just heard him say that this show that he's currently on may be his last show, that he may be retiring.
From acting or music?
Acting. I think the show is called Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, the series. Yeah. All right. All right, let's see. It's history. We'll start off with today, 1851. Isaac Singer was granted a patent on his sewing machine. 1898, Hawaii formally annexed into the United States. Yes. 1966, John Lennon apologized at a news conference in Chicago for remarking that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. Oops. Probably not a good thing to say. Also, 1998, we've got the Swiss bank agreed to pay $125 billion as restitution to Holocaust survivors to settle a claim for their assets. And in 2004, those lying Russians, they claimed they discovered the wreck of an alien spacecraft at the site of an unexplained explosion that occurred in Siberia in 1908. Most scientists believe a meteorite was actually the cause. And in 2006, in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, when a guy dropped his car off at an Enterprise car rental place, an employee found 88 bags of heroin under a napkin in the car's console. Cops checked and found the guy had just been released from prison on drug distribution charges.
Ooh, it's a rough day.
Wow.
I forgot some things in my rental car, but nothing like that. Huh. All right, moving on to just a couple from Saturday. Walt Disney's animated feature Bambi premiered at Radio City Music Hall in New York on the same date, on Saturday, the 13th, and it was 1942. Also on Saturday, 1960, first two-way telephone conversation by satellite took place with the help of Echo 1, a balloon satellite. I didn't know we had balloon satellites.
I thought that was what they called the car in Ghostbusters.
All right, 1961, Berlin was divided as East Germany sealed off the border between the city's eastern and western sectors in order to halt the flight of refugees. Let's see. Northern Greece, a man was fined in 2003 $88 in order to stand trial for spitting a plum pit out his window while driving. Yanis Tassos said he apologized 3 times to the police, but they wouldn't listen. All right. Let's see. A few for Sunday. 1935, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act into law, creating unemployment insurance and pension plans for the elderly. 1945, President Truman announced that Japan had surrendered unconditionally, ending World War II. And in 2002, on Sunday, a U.S. military helicopter swooped low over a packed Italian beach so they could check out hot chicks. American Embassy in Rome admitted several sunbathers were slightly injured by flying umbrellas and beach furniture.
Oh.
That's like the guys in Washington State that drew the picture in the sky a few years ago and got in trouble. Yeah, it wasn't a friendly picture. All right, let's see. A couple thieves in England in 2013 faced off against police for 5 hours. Patrol officers noticed a nighttime break-in at a cafe and soon had it surrounded. The men refused to come out and even armed themselves with knives. The siege finally came to an end, though, and the men were charged. They had reportedly broken into the cafe for a quick bite. And on to the world of special events, sometimes called goofy holidays, and we're going to get those today from Michelle Williams.
All right. Well, Philip, this should make you happy. Today is Baseball Fans Day.
It does.
Yeah. I'm happy for you. And this next one I don't understand. It's IBM PC Day.
Well, it's like rather than an Apple product, it's a PC day. Okay. All right.
This one makes much more sense to me. Julienne Fries Day.
What makes a fry, Julienne?
The cut.
They're like thin cut, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Like the potato string French fries or something like that. It's also Middle Child Day, Sewing Machine Day, Truck Driver Day, Vinyl Record Day, and World Elephant Day.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's a solid day.
It is. I know.
Lots of good stuff.
And everybody can appreciate, at least in the Chewelah area, everybody can appreciate tomorrow. Celebrate Your Lakes Day. We have so many lakes around here, and they're all very beautiful.
Now, didn't you just get sick from swallowing the water in one of them, though?
Yeah, I did.
But it was so pretty.
Celebrate them. Don't drink them. I won't say where that happened because that would not be nice.
Okay.
Don't tell me how to celebrate.
Well, it's going to be a week-long celebration that you won't enjoy. You're going to cry through the whole thing. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want. Anyway, sorry.
I drank too much lake water.
Tomorrow is also International Left-Handers Day.
Covered that pretty good.
Bowling Day. Filet Mignon Day.
Easy for you to say, Day.
Yeah, my eyes didn't think so at first, and then I recognized it. Garage Sale Day.
And you might be able to catch a few on Saturday, huh?
Yeah, that'd be fun. I like doing that. All right, Sunday, Coloring Book Day, Melon Day, Creamsicle Day, Financial Awareness Day. That's kind of a downer. Navajo Code Talkers Day.
Cool.
Tattoo Removal Day.
What?
Right, that's a thing, apparently.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, me neither. Wiffle Ball Day and
Cool.
Spirit of 45 Day. What does that mean?
I think that has something to do with World War II. Could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And interesting, we were talking about the exclamation point earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What the dot under the exclamation point actually is called.
Yes.
And there's a whole bunch of interesting names for it online. Let's see. One person says that we're stupid and it's just a period. Someone else says it's a sub-period. But my favorite one, this individual calls it the super happy dot.
The excited dot, right?
Yeah, right.
All right.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Very cool. Let's see. Tattoos. How many tattoos do you have, Phillip?
I don't know. At what point do they just all start becoming one?
Right.
All right. So if
lots and lots and lots,
all right.
Hundreds of hours. Let's say.
All right. Do you have any on a place you couldn't show us on camera?
No.
Okay. Good. Michelle, how many tattoos do you have?
I have 3.
And do you have one anywhere that you could not show us on camera?
No.
Okay. I have no tattoos, and I'm going to show you on camera. No. Facebook bonus. All right. Or not so much of a bonus.
You're going to offend more people.
Oops. 306 million. Didn't I tell the last guy to just go ahead and pick a different channel?
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep offending you. Pick a different channel.
This is the station where Scott bears all.
Nobody needs that. Number of the day, though, is 306 million, and that's the number of rubber tires produced by the Lego company each year, making it the largest tire manufacturer in the world. Lego.
That's crazy.
I need some for my Hot Wheels Ferrari.
I want to get some new Lego wheels for my car.
Yes.
Little tiny ones.
Yeah, maybe I should try that and stop getting flats.
Got Lego wheels. It's going to work a lot better. I know it is.
Yeah.
All right. Entertainment for this weekend in theaters. All right. It's a typical weekend that we've had so many since the pandemic started of no really good movies coming out. I mean, it seems like we get maybe one a month. They all seem very, as I like to say, artsy fartsy, except this one in IMAX only. The re-release of E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Interesting.
Also, Steven Spielberg is going to re-release Jaws in IMAX, which I think will be awesome.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
I think they should do Jaws like at the drive-in with a huge pool where everyone's floating in inflatable tubes.
Oh, Yes. Jaws came out, 75. I was 9 years old, and I got to see it. And after that, I was afraid to swim in our pool every time, every day. Especially, I could swim in the pool if there was other people in it, but by myself, I figured I was the lone shark target. Even though there were no sharks in our pool. All right. Also in theaters fall, best friends Becky and Hunter find themselves atop a 2,000-foot radio tower. I've seen this one, and I've been on, close to a few radio towers. This is a scary movie. I mean, they climb an old radio tower just to do it because they're mountain climbers, and one of them had a tragic accident, and she's trying to get her friend to climb again. When they get up to the top of the radio tower, which is one of these really tall ones you'll find in the Midwest that are a couple 100 feet tall, the ladder breaks, and they're trapped up there.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, scary. I saw the previews for it at the new Thor movie. It gave me the willies. All right, Mac and Rita in theaters. 30-year-old writer Elizabeth Whale spends a weekend in Palm Springs and wakes up to find she has magically transformed into her 70-year-old self, played by Diane Keaton. It's a horrible movie.
Didn't they already do that? Like, isn't that called Freaky Friday or something?
Right.
Yeah, it's a new twist on it, I think, though.
13 going on 30.
Yeah. Oh.
Got it.
So, Michelle, that's closer to you. How would you like to go to sleep at 30 and wake up at 70?
Oh, I'd be mad. I'd be so mad. I got stuff to do.
All right, another movie this weekend. Emily the Criminal, locked down on her luck and saddled with debt. Emily gets involved with a credit card scam that pulls her into the criminal underworld of L.A., ultimately leading to deadly consequences.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, get ready to yawn. Uno O, a cursed dancer and musician, stuns society with electrifying concerts in this animated rock opera.
Rock opera should just be one word.
I agree. Emergency declaration in theaters after a terror incident occurs mid-flight. A passenger jet declares an emergency. That's all the news they give us on this one. Okay. Maybe we should just did it as a TV show. Girl Picture. And this is actually the title of the movie. Girl Picture. Emmy, Emma, Ronco are girls on the cusp of womanhood trying to draw their own contours. In 3 consecutive Fridays, 2 of them experience the earth-moving effects of falling in love, while the third goes on a quest to find something she's never experienced before. Happiness. All right. Summering, last days of summer in childhood, the weekend before middle school begins. Wow. See what I'm saying? The movie thing, it's all artsy-fartsy stuff. Now, there is one called Rogue Agent, where the extraordinary and chilling story of career con man Robert Freegard, who masqueraded as an M5 agent and fooled people into going into hiding, and the woman who fell for him and then brought him down. Rogue Agent, that is in theaters and AMC. Another one, Day Shift, hardworking blue-collar dad just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted 8-year-old daughter. And Secret Headquarters. This one kind of sounds fun. It's on Paramount Plus, which I just canceled. While hanging out after school, Charlie and his friends discover the headquarters of the world's most powerful superhero hidden beneath his home. When villains attack, they must team up to defend the headquarters and save the world. There you go. That's on your agenda for the weekend at movie theaters. So good luck with that.
I don't know if it's still available, but I got a free subscription, a year subscription to Paramount Plus for being a T-Mobile customer.
Yeah, I think my daughter just got that too. She just signed up for T-Mobile. So that's kind of a cool bonus.
Yeah.
I noticed. Go ahead.
I got Disney Plus with my phone, but I can't get it to work.
Oh, I did too. I have that also. Yeah.
Does it work on your phone?
I mean, I watch on my TV, but yes.
All right.
It works.
All right, so let's roll into that end of the show thing we always do. It's the fun stuff and the goofy criminals. Here we go.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, we always start off with that news attack. First part is a true statement. Second sentence, always a really, really bad joke. And just so it makes sense for us, let's start the way the cameras are. Let's start with Phillip and go clockwise. First story's yours, Phillip.
Oh, the Arctic isn't just melting. It's warming much faster than the rest of the world and has been for decades. Sounds like Florida's beaches will have some competition for vacationers next summer.
I wonder if that's where all the new diseases are coming from this ice shelf melting.
Thought you were saying Florida.
Well, that too, but...
All right, Michelle.
All right. Lego is 90 years old, and to celebrate 90 years of the company, it is selling a limited edition nursing home kit. Equipped with ventilators.
I'm going to put it together, and then I'm going to move in because I'm small.
Yes. You can drive your mini Ferrari there.
Study found sleepwalkers often feel no pain when they injure themselves. Well, that is until they wake up and feel the pain of the sleep purchase they made on Amazon. Sleep shopping, it's a thing.
Sounds like an excuse.
It is.
An Italian study showed that pasta doesn't make you fat. It seems like every week a different food is reevaluated and found not to be as bad as previously thought. I'm still holding out hope for Oreos.
I don't think it's going to come.
No.
All right.
All righty. A source says Donald Trump has nuclear secrets at Mar-a-Lago. Well, don't we all?
He kept him in the bathroom, though.
Ah, yes. El flusho.
All right. Study found that men often say, I love you first. Oh. Well, how is she going to get her to leave you alone so you can finish watching the game? Granted, though, I did say it in my sleep, so it's not a real thing.
That also sounds like an excuse.
Yeah.
And painful.
I did do that once, though, I got told that I said I love you in my sleep.
To her or someone else?
I'm not sure. I couldn't remember the dream.
Maybe you were dreaming about food or something.
I do. I probably was. I was like having a pizza in my sleep. I love you, pizza. I love you so much.
What was that, Scott?
Forever, pizza. Let's see. Who's up? All right.
Thank me. A poll revealed that more than 25% of TV viewers watch during dinner. I've combined the two quite nicely by inventing a remote control in the shape of a fork.
Yes.
Nice. I want one.
I like it. Ingenuity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Back in the news. E.T. is back in the theaters this weekend. It's good, old-fashioned, wholesome entertainment. Like a John Wick movie. And I really hope they didn't ruin it.
I don't think they've changed it. It isn't remade. It's the original movie. I don't know how they transfer it into IMAX, though, to give it that big feel. So.
Cool. Then that would be worth it.
It isn't a new E.T. movie, which would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right, out of the world of wacky but true, a man in China had more than 50 maggots removed from an open wound in the back of his head.
Oh, my gosh.
Disgusting. Surgeons operated on the 75-year-old patient after he had scratched open a wart on the back of his head days earlier. Maybe it wasn't a wart. I think it was a door.
It's a portal.
Oh.
Your brain is a portal for maggots.
Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh, my God, that's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
I know. It'd be worse if you had them, though.
On the back of your head.
Yeah.
Like he's
all right, back to you, Phillip.
Was he like brain dead after that? Or before that?
Yeah, they steal your brain.
Because what were they
on their
eating?
way out?
Exactly.
New York State Police said they found a forgery in the place of an actual inspection sticker on a car they recently stopped in Fulton County, Georgia. The sticker affixed by clear tape included a cutout of a random postal barcode and crude text made with marker and pencil. The months are represented by 12 imprecise squiggles.
So I wasn't sure I'd be able to get because it's inspections in Maine, but it's not inspections for emissions, it's inspections for safety. And I didn't know if the old zombie truck would make it. I was kind of worried. So I actually contemplated, I wonder if I could take a picture of the good sticker on my car, print it out on glossy paper, and tape it to the inside of my window and get away with it.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and the fine was only $180.
Wow.
I kind of figured that might be worth it, if that's all it is.
I don't know. What happens if you go and they deem it? I mean, what makes that safe or not? What part are you worried about, I guess?
They're looking for rust under the car, the potential for wheels to come off, safe struts, anything that could cause a safety problem, cause an accident, hurt anybody else. And then I don't know why, but they're really weird about what do you call them? The running boards when you open your door, because those are the first things to rust in cars. But I don't see what makes that unsafe for other people on the highway. But that's one of the things they're looking at.
Huh, maybe they fall off a lot.
Any car more than 10 years old around here is usually covered in rust.
Wow.
It's crazy, yeah. So I didn't have to do the sticker, but I'll play this for me.
I'm going to give you one last chance to prove you're not a moron.
Maybe
12 imprecise squiggles.
12 imprecise squiggles, done by Scott. All right, Michelle.
All right. Well, here's another gross one for us. The popular Cape Cod resort of Provincetown, Massachusetts, declared a sewer emergency Thursday, ordering restaurants and other food establishments to close immediately along a section of its bustling waterfront. They said a sewer shutdown coming during the peak summer season was necessary to prevent a further public health emergency. Apparently, thunderstorms this week brought larger than normal wastewater volume into the sewer system, causing overflows and damage.
Oh, yuck. Yeah, that wouldn't be good while you're eating to have that smell.
I've been swimming in raw sewage. I love it.
It's pronounced chowder.
Ouch.
And that's how you get maggots in your brain.
Swimming in sewage. I get it now. All right. Someone broke into a woman's apartment in Italy and cleaned it. Didn't steal anything. They just made the place look better.
Aw. So nice.
Yeah, it's usually someone you know.
I would think so. That somebody did it as a favor or a nice gesture. Or it could have been somebody that, just dropped off a package at her house, something, and saw how filthy it was and just had the urge to come clean it.
Or maybe it was the upstairs apartment and they're tired of smelling her.
Oh, that could be. All I know is I wish somebody would do it to my new apartment.
What a great place. You can tell so much about a person from the way they live. Just looking around here, I can tell you're a genuinely dirty person.
I am. All right, Phillip, you get to wrap up our show for today.
A blind guy in Estonia was caught driving a car. Police first arrested man a week before when he was found drunk driving. Wow. At the time, he was receiving driving directions from 3 other people in the car. After the second arrest for driving while blind, he landed in court.
We actually covered the first one where he was 3 friends giving him directions in the car. I think that's kind of fun.
That's do they all have a death wish?
How about this?
I can hear again, and I can see. I can hear again, and I can see. But who am I?
I couldn't decide with that one or this one.
I was blind, and now I can see.
Or perhaps this one.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
And now you know how it all happened. All right, that is our show for today. Big thanks to Michelle and Phillip for checking in this morning. And, of course, a round of applause for both of you.
Yay.
We've got a lot of stuff going on. A couple quick notes before we head out, and I'm sure Michelle will have this again in her community calendar for today. But we'll start off with your Friday, and we do have the farmers market going in the Chihuahua City Park between 11 and 3:30. It is also Zucchini Regatta Day, so grab a zucchini out of the garden, steal one from your neighbor's garden. There's one thing I think people don't care about is when you steal a zucchini. They'll probably have some on hand down at the farmers market, I'm sure, too. They usually do. Carve your zucchini and get ready for the boat race. That's all I'm saying. Get clever. All right. And then on Saturday, we have the Chihuahua Kids Festival going on in the park. Now, this is going to start at 1:30. It runs to 5:30, and then they're going to have some worship services, but some cool stuff. And I believe the mayor's going to speak as well. There is some cool stuff in the park, though, tomorrow for kids. 34-foot slide, yard games, tropical bouncer house, spike ball. Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
A 12-foot inflatable Nerf football dartboard. Balloon animals, inflatable climbing course, cornhole, a health booth with free literature and food samples. And then I said earlier in the week, I believe Mike Bentz will be heading this up, an Old Duffer's Wisdom booth.
I hope he's listening.
I hope he's listening.
What is that?
The wisdom of old people.
You go up to the old duffer and ask him advice, and then he gives you a long story about walking backwards in the winter to get to school.
I think
like
they
how
should.
you snuck the best things in at the end.
I think they should be. They should make
All
him
right.
dress like an old wizard or something.
We've got another one, and that one taken off today as well, and through Saturday, it's the Valley Community Fair. It kicked up at 8 o'clock this morning with registration of exhibit hall items. They have a Enter the Fruit of the Season pie contest in the baking department. All entries must be in by noon today. Horse judging going on until 2 p.m. The Little White Schoolhouse is open for tours if you want to check that out. That's put on by the Historical Society, and I know one of our friends, Melissa, and Silvio is very involved in that. From 12:30 to 5, they got judging of the exhibits. 6 o'clock, a tie-dye clinic, and also at 6 o'clock, music and food in the park at the Valley Square Station. Then for your Saturday, you line up for the fun run if you want to do that at 7:30. It kicks off at 8 with the kids run directly following that. Let's see, all animals have to be at the fairgrounds for a vet check before judging, and that happens at 7:30 in the morning. And animal judging begins at 8 on Sunday. Kids Arts and Crafts between 9 and 11. Music on center stage. Food and vendors go from 9 until close on Saturday night. Let's see. Also, parade at 9:30. And cakewalk after the parade. Dog agility demonstration at 3. And that looks like just about it. I'm sure they got something in the paper, too, for those events that are happening. So don't forget to get out and support our neighbors at the Valley Community Fair. And thank you, Teresa, for sending that in.
Which is really
Lots
interesting,
of
too,
stuff
because I think in the past the Valley Fair has only been one day.
No, it's always 2. There's always
Is
some
it
stuff
always
going
2?
on Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I think we covered our weekend events. Other than that, we want you to be safe and have a great one. I'm Scott.
I'm Phillip.
And I'm Michelle.
And this is Northern Lights Public Radio. And you, like I said, have a great weekend. And keep on listening to the music that's coming your way in just a few minutes.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.